Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And why is this? Check, check. All right, there we go. Well, it's 24 hours away from 4th of July, and the fireworks were supposed to start tomorrow, but not if you live in Dearborn, Michigan. There is, a few hours ago, reported law enforcement officials have said of a mall shooting right outside of Detroit, Michigan. Is that shocking to you? Law enforcement officials say that 3 people were shot, 2 are dead after a shooting at a mall near Detroit, Michigan this afternoon. Police confirmed that there is an active investigation at the Fairlane Town Center in Dearborn, Michigan. You know, Dearborn, Michigan used to be part of the United States. Now it's like Saudi Arabia. The mall has been placed on lockdown. Henry Ford Medical Center in Fairlane is also currently locked down. And according to hospital officials, sources say the shooting victims have all been taken to Corewell Health in Dearborn, Dearborn Hospital. Authorities have not released any other information on the shooting. The mall is located on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn, right outside of Detroit. Now, we have some shocking footage here for you. And, you know, it's always, I hate to say it, but it's the usual suspects. No one's been accused yet. We don't know who exactly did this, but we have some footage and we have some still pictures that just go to show that our sub-Saharan friends just could not wait for the fireworks tomorrow. They have to do it today on their terms in a mall with their kids around. People are just, there's some guy out there who just wants to, buy a, 4th of July t-shirt, and he's got to dodge bullets. We don't have to live like this. It's awful what people have to go through. I'm going to tell you something. If you live in a city, especially a city that's run by Democrats, you're taking your life into your own hands. You are risking your life. If you live in New York, if you live in Detroit, forget about Detroit. Detroit's Vietnam without the Vietnamese, without the Viet Cong. If you live in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, you're just asking for it, especially if you're a white person. If you're a white person, you live in one of those cities, you're insane. You have to be mentally disturbed to live in one of those cities. Here is the footage of the mall. It looks fairly, doesn't look crowded, thank God. But here is the footage of the shooting that took place just a few hours ago.
Oh my God. Go. They're shooting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on.
Insanity. Absolute insanity. And this is the still photo of the guy. Now, listen, again, I don't like to jump to conclusions. We don't know if this is the suspect or not. Allegedly, this is the suspect, I guess. But it's a guy, it's one of our sub-Saharan friends. And of course, you can see the gun is clearly in his hands. And, maybe the guy had a bad day. Maybe the EBT card ran out. Maybe, he didn't hook up with the little queen that he's always wanted. This is the America that we live in today. And Dearborn, Michigan, from what I've heard and what we've all seen, it's basically an Islamic state. So that maybe they're going to handle it their way. Maybe they're going to chop this guy's head off. It's awful. It's awful what we have to go through. and we hear all these people talking, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. We're gonna have a nationalist movement. We're gonna, you hear all these white dudes and podcasts and all that. Guy, it's not. It's this whole black pill thing. I'm not into it. I'm just being realistic. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen on a podcast. These things don't happen when you're in front of a camera on your computer. Movements happen when people get together in each other's faces and they hash out what they're going to do, why they're going to do it, and how they move on forward after that. And listen, I'm going to tell you, people get distracted very easily. People get distracted very, very easily. And this will continue. And the cities will erode. And the politicians will talk. And the celebrities will do their thing. And the media will show only what they want to show. And football season will come and everybody will forget all these things here. More white women will be raped and killed. More white men, fathers, will be stabbed and shot and murdered. And nothing will come of it. Your government hates you. And as they say, true patriots defend their country against its government. We're not doing that. We have too much to lose, right? We have car payments. We have the house that we like. We want to barbecue. We want to have a couple of beers on our boat. We don't want to mess up the apple cart. This is coming to a town near you. And for anybody who, there was that saying, this won't happen in my small town. This is coming to a small town near you. These groups, these companies, they're buying up all the land in these small towns and they're building low-income housing. And this is coming to you. This is not just in cities anymore. They have to spread everybody out. Whether they're Middle Easterners or Sub-Saharan Africans or Indians or Bangladeshis, it doesn't matter. They're coming. They're coming. My small town was 99.9999999% white. Now, oh my Christ. I just thank God my kids have finished school and they're out. Because in 10 years, this town will look like, I don't even want to imagine what it's going to look like. Crime has increased. We have a police force that used to have 5 cars. Now they can't handle it. Every night there's sirens going off. And it's going to come to your town next. And it doesn't matter if it's a red state or a blue state or a purple state or a polka dots. That shit doesn't matter either. Republicans aren't saving you. Look what's happening in Texas. Look what's happening in Oklahoma. They have Muslims coming by the droves. Mosques are being built right in front of your eyes. And I don't see these cowboys from Brokeback Mountain doing a goddamn thing about it. You know why? Maybe because they had air conditioning. They're enjoying the air conditioning too much. It's sickening what's happening. It's sickening what's happening, and we're allowing it. It's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. There's some more footage here if you want to see it. Of some guy on the floor here. They're probably trying to resuscitate him. It's a sad, sad scene. Sad, sad turn of events. Right before the week.
شباب وصبايا راح عنا قتيل جريح تاني هناك.
You hear the language? That's not English. That's that camel language. This is coming to a mall near you, a town near you, a shopping center near you. It's coming. And I hear all these dudes on social media and on the podcast world and all this saying, we have to get together, we have to get together, we have to get together. When? The NGOs and the WEF and all these acronyms, all these evil acronyms, they're 10 years ahead of you, 20 years ahead of you. And this is not something that you can vote out. I've told you this before. No politician is going to save you, because they're all in the pockets of these people. And I don't want to hear that, oh, the next wave of next wave of politicians, they'll be different. No, they won't. As long as you have money in politics, nothing will change. You need a complete overhaul of the system. You have to get rid of the old system. You have to do what Trump promised to do, which of course he didn't because he's a coward. You have to drain the swamp. You don't drain the swamp. Now what you have to do is you have to dredge it out and put concrete over it and kill it. You have to turn the swamp into what the Venetians did in Amsterdam. That was a swamp. They turned it into a beautiful city. Same thing they did to London. Because this won't, you don't put a Band-Aid on this. You don't negotiate. You don't sit down and talk about terms. This is an invasion. This is a war. And only a few people are talking about it and putting it into that sense. It doesn't affect you now because nothing has happened to you. You haven't seen it firsthand. These images, though, are not so far away from your doorstep. And it sucks that it has to happen right before one of the great holidays in America. And we see all these cities now, Buffalo, I think there was a city in, some city in Ohio, that they're not going to celebrate, or there's a city in Massachusetts, they're not going to celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks because it's inappropriate. Or they don't have the funding for it. Shame on those people who voted in this vermin. This is what you get. You get what you vote for. And every time you go to vote, and voting should be a landowner thing. You own land, you should be able to vote. That's it. No renters, nobody on welfare, none of that stuff. You are on welfare, you cannot vote. These things have got to change. Not everybody should have the right to vote. Sorry. Because this is how you get this trouble here. Aristotle said that about in Athens 3,000 years ago. So the more people that vote will destroy democracy. Democracy is a bad thing because it lets people vote. Lets anybody vote. And he was right. Look what's happening here. We don't have to live like this. We tolerate it because we're scared of being called racist. But we don't have to live like this. Trust me, there's a better way. Just hear out Vlad. All right, so tonight, of course, in about, let's see what time it is, Eastern time, it's 5:49. So in about 11 minutes, we're going to have the GOAT of GOATs and Argentina going up against Cape Verde. I think it's going to be the second to last round of 32 games. Thank God this World Cup has taken so long. They've crunched these games together so much. Argentina will, of course, win. Australia has just been bounced out on penalties by Egypt. So we see all these white women in hijabs in the audience. And of course, Fox loves to show that. And the players praying to Allah. Fox loves to show that too. And Egypt go through. Now we have Argentina, Cape Verde, and tonight, Colombia. And I think that Colombia and Argentina will go through. I think that will be the status quo on that. So the round of 16 will be ready for next week. And we have some massive matchups next week. Everybody talking about the Portugal game last night and the blown call and VAR. Listen, they're never going to get these calls perfect, ever. And don't give me robbery and, oh, this team got robbed and this guy got robbed. Robbery was so blatant in the 2002 World Cup with Italy, especially with the Italians against South Korea. It was blatant that no one can complain anymore. That World Cup had a final that should have been Italy-Brazil, which would have been one of the great all-time finals. But they ruined it. And then South Korea win it on the golden goal because Italy was a man down, which, again, Myron Barino, who was, I think, banned from football now because he was a drug smuggler and all this other stuff. The next match, South Korea get all the calls again against Spain, and they eliminate the Spanish. And they put them in the semifinal against Germany, and of course the Germans eked out a win there. They couldn't make it too obvious that they wanted South Korea to advance, but they wanted football in Asia to become popularized. And that's why they let South Korea go through. Japan, I don't even think Japan Japan made it to the next round, but they didn't do much. I think they lost their first. They must have, because they never won a knockout stage round. But yeah, so don't bother with me with that. I like Croatia. I'm sorry to see Modric go, but let's be honest. FIFA needs Portugal. FIFA needs this World Cup needs Ronaldo in it as long as possible. And listen, if it were up to me, the Super Classico would be the semifinal on the other bracket. Argentina, Brazil, that would be tremendous. And the final, as I said this before, and I'll say this again, a Portugal, Argentina, Ronaldo, Messi final, the final goodbye for the world would be the biggest, greatest, most watched, most important media event in all of mass media history. You will have easy 4 billion people watching it. Nothing comparable has even come close to matching that. Nothing. No royal weddings, no wars, nothing like that. These are the two greatest professional athletes of the 21st century, and there's nobody even close after that. And people want to see them. People want to say their goodbyes. People want to see an epic final. Now, will it happen? Probably not. Portugal have a much, much, much rockier road to go. They got Spain, you got France, you got all these teams over there. Now, the hope is that they all kill each other in that bracket. And for Messi's sake, if Argentina make it, they'll have an easy final. Argentina don't have it easy either. It's a much easier final. But if Brazil make it to the semifinal against Argentina, that's going to be a war. That's going to be a real war. Ancelotti will pull out all the stops with that one. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. All right. Again, it's nothing. It's no surprise. I hate to be so lackadaisical about this, but this is the America we live in. Shootings every day, people climbing up the Empire State Building. The madness just continues because it's a sick world, and it's only getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And that's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, Satan is always busy. Be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. Maybe a 4th of July show tomorrow. I got a lot of things to do. Maybe we'll be on there. If not, have a happy, safe 4th. Be careful out there. Always keep your head on a swivel, and have a great weekend. We'll see you later.